Messari. Great seeing you, man.
Yeah, man, same here. It's been about 3 years, actually, the last time since I've been here. Consensus 2018, that was a wild time. So it's good to be back. Yeah.
Now everyone's back in style.
Everyone's back.
Maybe tell the audience a little bit about yourself and the project.
Absolutely, yeah. My name's Eli Reinhardt. I've been in the crypto space for about five years now, pretty actively. And I have a couple different startups that I'm working on right now. One is a institutional crypto infrastructure tool that plugs into the back of different traditional financial institutions to get access to crypto products and services through our exclusive partnerships that we have in the industry. My other passion is actually in the NFT and esports gaming space right now. What we're seeing is a convergence actually of professional sports like soccer and basketball with esports and online competitive gaming. And we're seeing groups like FTX that are kind of like pioneering into these fields, but we're seeing a lot of professional sports teams now with crypto partners, right? And they're having experimenting with NFT-based fan engagement sort of merchandise or products, tickets, like Mark Cuban is talking about bringing NFTs to ticketing, right? So they're ticketing at the Mavericks. We have people like Steph Curry, actually, who I met a few weeks ago in person, and he told me that he's been working with FTX, and we see that on the news. And you have the biggest player. He has an apes, an NFT, right? Exactly. And so we're just seeing that sort of take off right now. And what we're going to be doing is coming to these teams that don't really have the knowledge or sophistication to be able to set up their own NFT products or other sort of competitive sports fan engagement tools, right, to get more interest, right, with some of these games like baseball, which are not as popular these days as some of the more up-and-coming esports, actually, like League of Legends, right, games and other, like Counter-Strike, other games like that, right, CSGO, that are becoming massively popular. And so I think there's a big opportunity for groups like Harmony and other amazing like Layer 1 and crypto protocols that are looking to partner with sports teams and offer crypto products, right? Because I think what we're going to see is the sports and gaming industries are the fastest industries moving or adopting crypto. Obviously, we see financial institutions as the slower ones that are probably back of the heap in terms of how fast they're going to be adopting this new technology. And so that's why right now I'm focusing on both, right? Yeah. And so I think that's kind of like where my sweet spot is in between that.
Cool. So New York NFT conference is happening just a month away.
Yeah.
What do you think will be something that you're looking forward to?
Probably meeting with a lot of what we need to figure out right now is how the infrastructure is really going to be set and built, right? I was talking to a group of market makers yesterday, and we're talking about how are we going to have be able to source the liquidity into these main sort of funnels, right? Where we're able to create those markets. Right now we have groups like OpenSea, which are taking most of the liquidity themselves, right? But I think in the very near future, we're going to see sort of dispersion of that liquidity to other chains, to other groups, and I think that's a big opportunity for a lot of other developing chains as well. So there's a lot going on right there.
My last question would be how to actually bridge all these NFT together. People talk about cross-chain NFT already, layer 2 rollup for NFT. What do you think?
There's a lot of good scaling solutions, a lot of good bridges or different chain interoperability plays, right? Exactly. But I think they're all really promising. I'm not going to try to predict the future, but I think they're all very promising. There's a lot going on there. Right now, it's always sort of finding the balance between the model of having a very centralized play, which OpenSea is pretty centralized, right?
Even Flow,
right? Exactly, right. So it's their Flow, they use the convenience for them is I can use Apple Pay, right, to buy something. That's about the coolest thing in terms of if you don't, that's definitely what I measure in terms of the seamless sort of process of purchasing some item, right? Because we're still using on-chain wallets, have to set up a MetaMask or whatever. It's I still talk to people today and and they still don't even know how to open up their seed phrase, use their seed phrase and do that. So there's still a lot of friction in terms of barriers to adoption. So until it gets to the point where I can just go on my iPhone and just click Apple Pay just like that and scan and buy an NFT like that, just off the fly, then that's what we're moving towards. So once we have a product as seamless as that, that's when we're really going to see that massive mainstream penetration.
Can't wait to see it. Adoption, baby.
Let's do it. Man. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
see you. Yeah.